Let's talk about being serious today. Why are we so serious? Do we even understand the word properly? And over time, does seriousness become a disease? That's the topic I want to talk about today. One of the first times I went to listen to Osho, he said, whatever else you may do in your life, never, 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 never be serious. And of course, before I heard that and before I listened to him, I was a serious youngster. Life sat quite heavily on my shoulders, and I tended towards the solemn, and I didn't realize how I had hurt myself in the process. So I quite understand what he was really talking about. At that time, I had little idea that seriousness meant all these things. I think what he meant by seriousness was that all the moments when, we worry about the smallest things, or when we can't handle uncertainty, or when we are overly self-conscious, or too afraid of making a mistake, and focusing more on the threats rather than the opportunities in life. Just think about that. So what I did when I heard Osho was that I stopped and asked myself, how important is this right now? And is it beyond repair? Is there nothing I can do about this? And most importantly, will it matter 1 year from now? This would have helped me find a solution rather than getting stuck, ruminating on things that were out of my control. But all that is hindsight now. Of course, I didn't know it then. And I went on my search for gurus in order to understand so much of my life that was foggy. And I came across Nityananda, who says that seriousness is the result of over expectations from life. Seriousness is paying undue importance to something at the cost of everything else. It arises from the inability to see that all of life is just a drama that unfolds every minute. So here's the thing. We start living when we aren't excessively worrying about every potential what if scenario. And intellectually, we all know that stress and worry are not a responsible way to deal with life's challenges, are they? Seriousness actually closes the mind to the openness and freedom of life and makes us stick to very familiar patterns that kill our spontaneity and creativity. Even science has proven that when you perform a task in a relaxed and fun way, your decision-making capacity is automatically enhanced. When we are too concerned about the result, what will happen, what if this happens, we sabotage our ability to function optimally, of course. On the other hand, sincerity has a whole different feel and flavor. It keeps you enthusiastic and also maintains the sensitivity towards what you're engaged in. So the motto that I learned then is that be sincere, not serious. I see seriousness as a counterpart of worry, which becomes a deeply embedded pattern in me. Like the mind can be seen as a piece of hardware, let's say, that is programmed with a software, and we can call that worry. And worry never improves a situation, just like anger rarely revolves friction or throwing blame on others doesn't fix a problem, does it? Though it does show that you have no control over your own life. That's what anger shows. I know that we all want to take a more light-hearted approach to living. And I think the best and only way to do it is to consciously shift perspective, to accept your perception of reality becomes your reality. This is to say that your reality is colored by your expectations. Whatever you expect, it will become. And then your expectations are a direct result of your beliefs. And your beliefs sprout from the thoughts you constantly dwell upon. Isn't that true? So instead of getting messed up in seriousness, what do I choose? I choose to dwell upon the vastness of this life, of the vastness of this universe. And in relationship to that, how insignificant I am. And I stop worrying about who didn't like what I said or what tomorrow will bring. Things can seem monumental from our little plot of existence. And we can drive ourselves crazy with what has to be done. Sanity returns to us as we relax. Relax in the moment and focus on what's at hand. What's right in front of you. The truth is that there's nothing you can control except right now. This moment and your availability to this moment. So I suggest you align yourself to the brighter, lighter version of yourself. Surround yourself with funny people. Watch a comedy. Be okay being vulnerable. No, things won't always be easy. Yet we can always laugh. Be open. Smile. It's free therapy. Just live. And of course, cheers until next time.
That was this week's episode for the Cellular Alchemist podcast with spiritual psychologist Ritu Malhotra. Don't forget to follow the podcast and join us next week for yet another episode. Thank you for listening.